Afternoon, everyone. We would like to welcome the 3M Open defending champion, Cameron Champ, to the Media Center here. Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
What's it like to be back where you grabbed your third career victory?
Yeah, there's definitely a comfortable factor. I like it here. The course setup, just the way the whole layouts are, the grass conditions, how right now it's starting to get that firmness to it. So, and with the weather conditions, with how windy it's going to be, it's probably going to firm out a lot. So, like you said, it's just a very comfortable place for me to play.
Any specific moments from last year, from the bogey-free come-behind victory?
Yeah, just that last round, I kind of made it look easy, but it wasn't. I had a few crucial shots that I made, and I made them when I needed, basically whenever I needed to. I made some good putts, and then obviously 18 again. Everybody's saying, why'd I hit driver? I'm a hit driver there every single day. So it's a hole that, for me, I never double crossed it, and I double crossed it, and it is what it is. So I'd rather hit driver up there at worst, kind of how I did the first day. I barely missed the fairway, went in the water, but then I hit 9-iron on the green and almost had a chance for birdie and made par. So, but that's about it.
Last time out, you led the field in strokes gained putting. How's the putter feeling entering the week?
It's good. Like you said, I've figured out some equipment problems I've had for quite a while, so this is probably the most excited I've been in a very, very long time. So I'm putting it good. Again, these greens is what I'm kind of used to. It's what I kind of grew up on. I'm just able to see the reads a lot better, and they're always in perfect condition. So
perfect. That will kind of...
Yeah. Yeah, no, they were, I'm pretty sure, I know two of them are twins. I forget if they're triplets, but yeah, last year my bag was getting pretty worn out and old, and I probably should have threw it away. It probably did not smell too good, but I saw them standing there, and they watched me pretty much the whole day. So, yeah, it was cute. They were even smaller back then, so, which is only a year ago. But, yeah, just to see them again, and obviously their father was there as well, and they just love being out here. It doesn't matter if it's me or whoever they're watching, they're just happy to be out there and happy to watch golf. They're obviously avid golfers, I would assume so. So, and again, that's what I personally like to see, because that's how I was when I was a kid. I was just ecstatic to be there, just to see guys hitting balls. I can remember during, I can't remember what the tournament was called back in the day, but the AT&T when I was a kid. I remember I sat there for 5-6 hours. I remember Hunter, when he was in his prime, I was probably 11, 10 years old. And I would just sit on the range all day, and my dad would go do stuff, and he kind of knew where I was, and I sat there, and that's all I did for 5-6 hours, was watching hit balls. So, for them, I can understand their excitement being out here and seeing all of us out here.
Yeah. Last year with the lead heading down the stretch, did any of your decisions on those final holes kind of hinge on, how they were set up with 16 playing short, and how scoreable 18 was, and 17 with a 40-foot backstop, and a guy like Johnny Vegas right there, and how he can drive. We saw a lot of balls getting to the green on 16. Just wondering what some of the decision making was with the obviously great position you were in.
Yeah, we just stuck to our same game plan. I think, if I remember right, we knew 16 was up. And like I said, it was playing very firm. It was super hot that day. And that hole, no matter what, I'm going to go for it on that up tee. Even if it's windy, it doesn't make sense to lay back. You have a lot better chance getting it up there. Even if, the pin's tucked far right and I'm in that far left bunker, I'd rather be there than have an 80-yard shot if it's howling like this today. So, and 17 was just get it on the green. With that pin, there's no reason to hit it in the water. And I remember very vaguely, it was a in-between club shot, it was either a hard 7-iron, which if I didn't catch it well, I had a chance to go in the water, or it was a baby 6-iron. And I knew I was pretty amped, and I almost went with the 7, and luckily the 6, I felt like I babied it, and I just hit it on the back edge. So to me, that was the important shot, is just 17, just get it on the green. And 18, I mean, like I said, I made it interesting. I didn't know I was going to do that, but having 18 kind of in my back pocket, you know, I knew if I made a nice par there, I kind of felt like it was over.
Two of the three winners here, Matthew, Wolf, and you. Can we conclude that this is a bomber's course, or is it too small of a sample size?
I just think it's all around. I mean, here I hit my 2-iron probably on 6 or 7 of the par 4s. So even par 5s. Like number 1, I usually hit 2-iron. Number 3, number 5, number 7, number 9, 10. I don't even hit driver. 13, 14, 15. And 16, depending on where it is. So it's really not that many drivers. It's just a very positional golf course, which is like I would say majority of the courses we play. But here you just have to putt it well. I think just it depends on whoever putts well. The greens are too good. The pin locations, if you're hitting it decent, you can kind of get them back in those areas and leave yourself a lot of good looks. And I think that's kind of why I was able to win last year.
Does that give you an advantage of being able to hit the long irons as far as you do?
Well, definitely, yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of stress off, even though still it's not an easy club to hit. You know, I still have to make good swings, but definitely it takes a little sense of pressure off, knowing I can just kind of hit my punch 2-iron and just get it in the fairway and give myself a chance. So I think that's why, you know, majority of my wins so far on tour have kind of been set up that way.
You mentioned your comfort level here. How much are you hoping that works this week? And someone like yourself who's hoping to get one of those final spots into the playoffs, the confidence factor and what that can do for you going forward.
Yeah, like I said, it's huge. Like I said, this is the best, I guess, mind frame I've been in quite a long time. So, and to be back at that, like I said, a place that I have very good memories of, and a place, like I said, that fits me. I think a lot of guys would say the same. There's certain courses that you show up, you feel comfortable, you like it, you like everything about it. Just again, from the grass to the way the course layout is to where the pins are, and this is just one of those places for me. No matter if I play good or bad, it's just I'm very comfortable with it. And again, I really like how the course is set up and laid out.
Okay, will one good week be enough, or do you need to keep this rolling after this?
No, yeah, I mean that's the plan. So that's what we're always trying to do. And like I said, this year's been a very odd year for me. So I've had a lot going on personally and obviously injury-wise. So like I said, this is probably the best, I say personally for me, I've been mentally, physically in quite a while. So.
Cam, last year you had to battle some of that dehydration, and physically you weren't feeling that great. What did that do for you to be able to win a tournament, you know, like that, kind of battling through that? And
it was very interesting. It hit me on 14 out of nowhere, kind of hit me like a freight train. And I drank a bunch of water, but I didn't have any like sugar or electrolytes, none of that. But yeah, once I kind of got some of that in me on 16, it kind of gave me a little extra boost. Obviously, I was playing off a lot of adrenaline at that point, so especially the last few holes, you know, that 2-iron I hit on 16 flew in that bunker, if I recall correctly. So that had a little extra heat on it, so I knew I was amped. And when I got done, it basically I was drained. So I think with that mixed in with the adrenaline, once it wore it off, I can tell I was definitely I had basically used the rest that was left in my tank. So, but yeah, to be able to do that, like I said, to keep it going and be able to hit some of the shots I hit was obviously very nice to see.
Cam, what's it like coming in as the defending champ? Is it something you even think about, or is it something, you know, that the past is in the past, or do you take pride in that?
To me, I just try to use it as just positive momentum or positive thoughts, really. I mean, like I said, I figured out, you know, I try to move on from the past, no matter if it's good or bad. But I'll still use, like I said, the positivity of last year and knowing certain situations and certain shots I hit, I can use that out here depending on if I'm in the same spots and in the same, if I'm in contention, I can look back on that and go, what did I do here? If there's something I could do differently that could be better for me, what is that? And try to figure that out. But no, I don't really have any expectations really of, it's nice obviously being coming back and trying to defend. That's obviously mean you're doing something good, but in the end, if you're thinking about that all day, you're probably not going to play too well. So
how does the top 10 Masters finish experience compare to the first 2 times there?
Say that again.
How does the top 10 Masters finish experience compare to your first couple times there?
First couple times winning?
The first couple times at Augusta.
Oh, yeah, that was, I knew the position I was in. I didn't know where exactly I was or what the cut line was to get an invite back. All I knew was I had to birdie that hole. So, and I played it perfectly. I mean, a nice drive down there. That wedge shot, I was going at it. I was trying to be aggressive with it, and I landed it, honestly, in the only spot I could to where I can get it pin high like that, unless I threw it all the way back. But if I did that, with the shot and the number I had, it was impossible. I was in between clubs. I had to hit a little soft pitch and wedge, and that was where I had to land it, and luckily I was able to do it. And then to make that putt, which was a tricky putt, it looked straight, but we played it left edge, and it almost didn't break on me. I thought I missed it when I hit it. I thought there was no way it was going to break, and it broke in there. And obviously finding out later that I finished 10th, that was definitely some of those moments that we play when you can do it, when you need to, and when you have to. It's definitely a good feeling to carry on.
Cam, you talk about some of the challenges dealing with off the course and injuries and things. Does that make you a better golfer? Like when you had some of those things to work through?
Yeah, I think it's both. It makes me a better golfer, a better person. Like you said, this year has been it's been an eventful year, to say the least. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, mixed in with me breaking my wrist in the fall. So, and that was a whole just unknown for quite a while, if it was going to be serious or if it was not serious. And luckily it wasn't too serious, but it was very close to being, possibly hurting my career for a long time. So, like you said, this year, I think I've taken more positives than negatives from it, even where I stand or what people look at my stats or whatever they want to say. Like you said, I'm in a way better head space. I understand myself better. I understand what my motives are and why I'm out here and what I'm doing. And so that's just kind of where I am now. And like I said, I've figured out some things as far as mechanical stuff or not mechanical stuff, kind of equipment-wise, that's been really hurdling me for a little bit. And now I'm, like you said, it's just I've been kind of rebirthed. And, to be in my headspace again with if you want to look at my stats and how I've been playing, you would think I'm crazy, but that's just where I'm at, yeah.
I believe here on the left, you 3 gentlemen, do you guys have a question for Cameron?
Does your course management change from last year? Obviously, you winning, does it change throughout the week with the wind?
Yeah, it definitely can, depending on pin locations. Last year we did not have 25-mile-an-hour consistent winds and gusting 30, so I think tomorrow it's going to be pretty similar forecast. And I think tomorrow we have a south wind, and then Friday it switches to north. So definitely, like number one, if it's a south wind, I'm hitting a 2-iron off the tee. If it's a north wind, I'm hitting driver. So and definitely it's going to change some of my lines. Like number 2, with that wind today, with that north wind, I got to aim up the left side and try to cut it, versus if it's south, I just go straight over those bunkers. And so it's it can change definitely drastically. You're going to have to kind of figure it out on the fly, because again, it's all feel. Sometimes the wind gusts for quite a while, and you can't sit there all day and wait to hit. So but that's definitely something that will change on a daily basis, at least this week, like I said, with the wind conditions.
Any other questions from you three?
After winning last year, obviously, how is your confidence level with all the other like fans, like loud fans out there?
Yeah, no, like I said, it's nice having fans. We played with fans, or we played with no fans for quite a while, and that was, I don't know how to explain it. It was just a weird feeling, because you kind of feed off that. So, like, I remember 16 last year, I made that putt, which is a big putt, and that just gave me even an extra jump, extra boost. And like you said, you use that to your advantage whenever you're playing well or you're in contention. And it, like you said, for me, it's something I feed off. It's something I love. You know, I may not be like a Tiger where I show it a lot, but definitely on the inside, you know, I definitely use that to my advantage.
Unless there are any others, we'll finish up with Kevin Price.
What's one example of an equipment thing you figured out? You mentioned kind of dialing in some equipment things.
We'll go next question. I'll just leave that one. We're just gonna not throw anybody under the bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
A general one, kind of thinking back to 2018 and the year you got your PGA Tour card through the Korn Ferry Tour and that regular season finale and the emotion of the ceremony. Could you kind of think back to that and describe what that week's like and what that week means in getting your card at that ceremony? Yeah, no, I mean, that was a that's a week I think all players coming up dream of. So, you know, I can remember pretty much everything. My whole family was there. I mean, to who I was talking to, I mean, everybody was cracking drinks back behind the tent before the final group when Sanjay won, and it was just an exciting time. You know, it was a long year. It's a grind out there. I mean, how many events we have to play, and you got to play well consistently. So again, yeah, for me that has a lot of fond memories, and all the guys that I came up with that year, and just the people I met out there, and like you said, it's definitely neat. Certain things that happen in your life, you can remember almost everything, even if it's 20 years ago. Obviously, that was 2019, so going on 4 years. But you know, for me, it's stuff like that I can remember almost to a T. But I can't remember what I ate yesterday, so it's kind of one of those things.
We'll take final one.
All right, you hit on talking about your motivations and understanding what those were for yourself, and I think that relates to a lot of people in the back end of what we've been dealing with the last couple of years, and probably even more specifically when we talk about the golf landscape now. But when you thought about all of that, like, what was more reaffirmed for you? Like, what motivations did you come up with and you said, yeah, this is why I do what I do and why I love it?
You know, obviously for me, this is all of us. This is a business. This is how we provide for our families. It's also what I love doing. That's what I grew up. This is what I love. I love being out here. I love seeing all the guys just BSing behind the scenes and practicing and playing practice rounds and traveling week to week and playing different events and in different course conditions. But then also for me, this is how I provide for my family. You know, for me, family is everything to me, more than this game. And a lot of guys, that's where you have to find the balance. You have to balance that. It doesn't matter what work field you're in. You have to find the proper balance to make sure both can, you know, blend together perfectly, and you're able to perform your best, you know, at home, being a husband or a boyfriend, whatever you are, or to being a professional golfer. So for me, that's what drives me. You know, making sure that I'm able to do those things properly puts me in a better headspace. Obviously, when things are going good back home, it just calms you down. It makes you not have to stress about things. You can just enjoy yourself. And out here, it just gives me that extra drive and force to just want to continue to get better. And like I said, right now it's probably the best it's been compared to the last 9-10 months. Was pretty rough for me personally, honestly. So I had to get over a lot of things and get through some things. But like I said, now we're on the up and up, and we're just going to get after it. So.
Perfect. Cameron, thank you for taking the time to join us, and we wish you the best of luck this week.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Josh.